In this basement, the owner had his wall safe cleverly disguised behind what looks like a window. Now this is a very good safe, as no thief is going to be able to open it, carry it, or much less even find it. And there she is, nice little round door wall safe. Getting a closer look, it's a Herringhall Marvin, and the dial is a 70 number dial. Now checking for contact points, they're very, very faint on this. You really can't feel them, so manipulating it probably isn't going to work. There's a little play in the door, which is good, so I know it's not frozen. And it has a C and a 0. Somebody put that there for how far the door rotates. Okay, now this is a lost combination. Customer hasn't opened it in many years. So first thing we're going to do is back out the center screw, because we're going to take off the dial here. Nice and convenient to remove this dial. Now that's only a set screw. The actual screw that holds on the dial is underneath that. So we hold the dial and take out that screw. The dial comes off, and you can kind of see how the dial marries into the spindle to rotate it. Alright, now I've tried to take off these bearing plate screws so I could swing the crane hinge away, but they were so, solid on there I couldn't budge it. So I'm going to leave it. Now the drill point is going to be 1 3/4 right dial center and 3/4 up. And that's going to put us in for a good scope view of the fence. Unfortunately, I have to drill right through this nice chrome part of the bearing plate, but I don't have a choice because I can't get those screws off of there. So we're going to grab our lever rig, because this is the only rig really that I can fit on here. No other rig really can work. Well, the mini rig would work if you wanted to screw and tap into the door, but that's even putting more holes into it. These ain't bad to drill, so the lever rig worked just fine. I'm just going to start with a 1/4 inch high-speed steel. And actually that's a little high for me. It's like, shoulder height. So I'm going to grab something over here. This looks like a dirty old couch. I'm just going to grab this, something I can stand on and get up there a little higher. Okay. So we're just going to start this by hand before we hook up the lever rig, just to get started. Right. I'm going to hook up my chain and go to town with the lever rig. Hook up the lever bar. And actually I switched over to now a 1/4 inch carbide to take me through the rest of the door. And as you can see, it's drilling pretty good. Those shavings are coming out. And you can see my carbide bit. It's chewed up a little bit. Not too bad, but did do a little bit of a job on it. Okay, just taking a look in here with the scope to see what the hole looks like, and look at that nice shiny silver. Now that's what you want to see at the bottom of a hole, because when you see that, it's pretty easily to go through it. Now if you see little black chips in that silver hole, then that means you have carbide chips in it, and you're going to probably have to switch to a diamond because it'll really chew up the carbide. But as long as it's just silver, then you're fine. Okay, and we broke through. All right, I said that wasn't too bad to go through. Okay, now taking a look with the scope and see what we got, and oh yeah, I got a nice view of the wheels and fence. I'll show you guys in a minute. All right, I'm going to put the dial back on so I have some way of turning the wheel pack and retighten the center screw. Okay, put my scope in here, and now we'll see what this looks like. Okay, as you can see here, the wheels are turning, and right there over kind of 12 o'clock, that's the fence. Okay, and we're just going to line up the wheels underneath the fence, as you can see quite easily. Nice view here, and drops in, and we retract the locking bolt. All right, and it's open. Okay, great. And as you can see now, it doesn't have a locking bolt at the 9 o'clock position like you usually would think. It's actually over here on the hinge side. That's where the locking bolt is. Okay, the door says relocking device, group 1. And there's the inner door. That actually goes in pretty far. It's almost like 10 inches in there. Okay, removing the back plate so we can take a look at the inside. All right, there's the wheel pack. Well, that's the back of the cluster. And there's my drill bit coming in. As you can see, nice open spot in the door. Doesn't interfere or damage anything. Okay, and here's a nice close-up of it. And we're going to take off the wheel pack here and take a look at the lock. And there we go. This is the wheel pack. And what's interesting about this is actually a hole change lock, but it has a movable fly on it, which is really odd because you don't usually see movable flies on hole change locks. But that wheel pack could also be a key change or a mesh change. You could find a few different types of wheel packs in there. Okay, here's the roller fence. And over here, this is actually the external relocker. If someone punches the lock and it punches the back plate off, that pin comes out and it relocks the safe. And that's very effective, and that drill point is 3 inches right dial center and a 1/2 inch up, and you would just drill that right out. Okay, now this is the crack looking through the wheel case. As you can see, with the scope. And I'm just going to come over here, and I filled my hole with that Carbonex and a ball bearing, and I put a little bit of silver paint on here, and I brushed it over and let it dry. And when I do, it kind of blends in pretty good. And that's about wraps up that job. Nice little wall safe. And hide it back behind its hidden compartment.